In this video, I want to talk about a book I am working on called The Depression Diet. And I remember when I was young, I gained a lot of weight, and it made me very insecure around other people, and I really didn't like the way I looked because I was heavier. And I often would try to go on a diet, and I remember there were so many different diets out there. There was the Atkins diet, or the don't eat bread diet, or only eat certain things. And oftentimes, these diets did work if you did them. If you stuck exactly to what they said, you would lose some weight. And I remember how that felt. The first few days you felt really good because you were, losing some weight. People were saying, hey, you're looking thinner, you're doing well. But sadly, because the diets were often extreme and not the way you were used to eating, you would stop doing the things that the diet called for, and then you would gain all the weight back, and then you'd be frustrated because you lost some weight and now you gained it back. Sometimes you'd gain even more. And the book I'm working on, The Depression Diet, is very different because, when you face depression, many of us wish they had an instant thing that would take it right away and make it just get better, and then, the depression would be gone, right? Like we'd love to lose 40 pounds in 2 weeks and then it's over. But what I have learned about not only eating but also our mental health is that it takes a long time to learn different patterns. Many times when we are sad, we reach for things to help us deal with our pain. This might be eating food that's unhealthy. It might mean smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, doing drugs, smoking pot, things like this that we feel like, hey, in the moment it feels really good. But then sometimes it comes back and we end up having other issues. But the depression diet is teaching how over the long term, if you really want to overcome depression, there's some really amazing steps out there, things that you can do every day that don't cost money, that don't take a lot of effort, that you could just do. I'm going to share a couple of them here just to give you a little bit of insight. One is what we say to ourselves every day is so important. I remember when I was young, I said, oh, I'm fat, or I'm ugly, or my friends don't like me, or I'm not the most popular. I said all these negative things over and over again in my head, and it just made me feel really upset. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm not good enough, or maybe there's something wrong with me. And I remember listening to Louise Hay, who's an inspirational author, and basically what she says is we can do affirmations where we think about things and we talk over and over again, saying positive things to ourselves. So every morning I wake up and I say, I feel wonderful, I feel terrific, I feel healthy. And the first time I did it, it was like, nah, this is not true. I don't really believe that. But again, over doing it many, many days and then many months and now years, I start to believe whatever I say. And then I started to add other things. I said, I'm healthy, I exercise every day, I eat well, I don't like to eat bad foods. And I slowly changed my patterns of eating. Instead of going and eating big burgers and fries and fried chicken and stuff like that, I started to choose healthier choices like fruits and vegetables and grilled chicken and other things that were, better for my mind and body. And then there's another thing you can do with physical activity. Even if you're in a cold environment or a hot environment or you're indoors, do something physical. Maybe you do squats or sit-ups or push-ups or jumping jacks, something to get your body moving. I would really not exercise for many years, and that was part of why I was so heavy. I ended up starting to do every day a little bit of exercise. I made a deal with myself. I said, 4 o'clock, you're going to exercise. I was living in California at the time. I'd just go for a walk. I'd walk around my neighborhood for 30 minutes slowly. I wasn't in the best shape, but I started doing it, and every day I would go at 4. Eventually this became my pattern and my habit, and I started to get healthier. After a few years, I went from walking to running to doing very intense exercise, and my body is stronger than it's probably ever been. Another tip I would suggest is learning to figure out how to be around other people. Many times we get hurt by a friend or a family member or someone picking on us, and we say, you know what, I'm just going to be alone because it's easier to not have anyone in my life, easier to not have to deal with people or problems or issues. But sadly, this makes us depressed. When we stay in our own little zone, even if we're online all the time, we need other people. You don't need a ton of people, but you need a few, whether it be family or friends or people in your life that you connect with, that you call, that you text, that you see in person, you do things with. These are some of the few simple steps you can take which really are part of getting stronger mentally and physically. And if you want to beat depression, because many times in this current world people have depression, careers are harder, money's been tougher, opportunities are scarce. When you take the right steps, you have the potential to really handle depression and get mentally and physically healthier. I want to thank you for watching this, and we're going to be announcing the Depression Diet when it's released, but until then I have a number of other books teaching about these topics. You can find them on my website, and we run an online magazine where we offer awesome inspirational education every single day. We have a new article or a new story each day. It's completely free, and you can find it on the website below. And please know, whatever you're going through, it can get better, you can get stronger, and one day you can defeat your depression and learn to live a healthy, successful life. Thanks for watching this, and subscribe to the channel. We have hundreds of videos here, all for free, as well as on the website below. Hope to see you soon. Thanks.